It's Barbara Borck-Hart, and I'm back to start another painting in my studio. We've just gotten through the blizzard, and I figured this might be a good time to do something that feels really hot and happy and sunny. Now, this is another wood panel, like the last one, so the surface will appear smoother. It won't have any tooth to it. And it is a horse, a paint horse, not Captain, a different horse, getting cooled off with a hose by 4 children in buckets, enjoying the water and the coolness from the horse. In the other picture, the horse was getting shade from the big, giant, elegant tree. Here, the little kids aren't getting any shade, but they're getting the spray off the horse's body, which is getting them wet, and they feel really good about it. Now, I want you to see the connections. I got quite a bit done for the beginning part of the painting. Remember, this is still the underneath part. I've blocked in the horse. You can see the energy pulling from the little girl's arm right through to the rump of the horse. This one is going right up and pushing his head up and away from her, because obviously he probably wanted to stick his head down and see what was going on in all the buckets. Now here's a little girl, another little girl. There's 3 little girls and 1 little boy. She obviously is getting splashed the most down here because the water is hitting underneath the horse's neck and bouncing off on her. So the sand at the bottom is going to be wet, and then there'll be some dry sand, so there'll be a pattern down here. Now I have to wait, and this will dry, and then I can work on it some more, and we'll see what else develops. I've worked on the horse. The area under his chest is darker. That's where the sunlight is not reaching. The sunlight is reaching on his side, and you can see the buckets have been more developed and given a color, and they're filled with children. Can't tell what sex anybody is yet, but there are 3 girls and 1 little boy. And the area under the bottom of the buckets, which has been saturated by the hose, which is what they're aiming at the horse, has created a pattern which pulls you into the image as well. So you get this pulling in here from the pattern of the water, the wet and the dry sand on the bottom. The buckets have the light coming from this way. The horse has the light coming from over there. Sunlight is very strong. It's flattening him out. It may flatten them out. They're in buckets. She is holding a hose that is going up and spraying the underside of the horse's chest, and it's splashing down on everybody in a bucket. So we'll see where this goes, and it's holding together. You can still see the girl's arm is pulling up in here, going right up. It pulls you right through, right into there, and then the horse pulls you around. He's holding on to the leg, down into here, and brings you across. Hi, I've been working on the horse. I've given him a little bit more variety of color. He's not quite done yet. He's sort of really, really wet, but he is more dramatic looking to me. His white coat seems to shine against the sky, and his belly is in the shadows, along with the front part of his chest and his legs. Now the children are starting to show up in their buckets. There's a little girl over here pushing, well, she's actually holding her arm out and she's spraying a fountain of water, which probably will go in last. And there's this little girl over here literally pushing the head of the horse away from her. He was probably poking her in the head. Now there's another girl over here who seems to be getting all the spray in her face because she's stuck in the bucket and she's got her hands covering her eyes like this, and she's the wettest of them all. And over here is a little boy who's really sort of blending in right now with the rocks in the background. But you can see it's moving along. There's a little bit more to do. I've got to put the girls in, the girls over here, the boy over here, and I've got to clean up a few little things and put in the spray of the water and the hose, and then we'll be finished. So we're about 3/4 of the way done, and we'll see where it goes. This is the finished version of the horse getting a bit of water to cool him off, and in turn providing coolness and enjoyment to the 4 kids underneath him in buckets. We're going to go in for a close-up so you can see what's going on here. These are the 4 children underneath. There are 3 little girls and 1 boy who are benefiting from the spray from the horse's chest. We go in a little bit closer. She's got her hands covering her face. The water's bouncing off the horse's forelegs and his chest and keeping her quite cool. Here's the little boy in back. He looks pretty dry in comparison to everybody else. Now we're going to the other 2 little girls who are holding their hand up. One has got the hose and she's spraying the horse. The other girl is pushing the horse's head away from her. Okay, we're going to go in again on the horse's head. He's twisting his head and trying to bring it down on top of the little girl whose hand is pushing upwards. This doesn't appear to be as busy as the floral paintings. There's still a lot of activity going on. It's still busy. And everyone's having a lot of fun. And I hope you enjoyed it. It's a great way to keep cool. Have a great day. And we'll be ready for the next one.